Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Braveheart Fridays. Now, lately we've been talking about how the business can contribute to the family and help them. And today we wanted to flip the coin and talk about how a family can actually contribute to the business, especially in regards to their intellectual capital. It's a question we got recently from one of our clients, and we thought we would share it with you today. So, Randy, what do you consider intellectual capital?
Yeah, so the family's intellectual capital dealing with business is really what the owners have learned since they began the business until the current owners have it. So in other words, if it was a three-generation business, then every generation has built upon the wisdom and understanding and experiences of the prior generation.
Obviously, if that's true, then that's what is making the business so successful today. So what do you think are some practical ways business owners can add to their intellectual capital, especially in today's technology and disruptive business markets?
Yeah, so for themselves, first I would say that business owners need to obviously continue to learn and innovate themselves. There are no dumb business owners anymore. You know, the world has gotten so complicated and so difficult, and competition is just everywhere. So learning continuously and innovating is a big deal. Secondly, making sure that you educate and mentor the next generation as they grow so that they're growing into the roles that hopefully the family has for them. And then finally, making sure that you allow for the uniqueness of each of the kids so that you can leverage the strengths of each family member to the extent that it works well with the business.
Why don't you give us some examples then? Because I think that's a huge thing that we see is the business owners getting their family involved. A lot of their kids have different ideas about how to run the business, different revenue streams they want to go after. So do you have some examples that you can share with us about how that works out in the real world?
Yeah, so there can be conflict when the kids come back into the business and have different ideas about what they'd like to accomplish. But I think it's wise for you to listen and learn too from your kids because they have different skill sets and different interests, and those can be beneficial to the business in things like new revenue streams. So one of my clients, for instance, was a manufacturer, and one of the kids came back into the business and decided that they wanted to create a sales company to sell directly the manufactured goods instead of relying on the prior relationships that they had for sales. So that's one. Another one is just understanding that you get different experiences and education from the kids themselves. So some of them will go off, for instance, and learn something at university and come back and use that new information, that new skill set, or the innovation part, especially if they're coming back into the family and they went and educated specifically in that field, then they're getting the cutting edge kind of work to bring back to the family. So that's another one. And I guess my final one would be the fact that sometimes the benefit to the family is different than they think. The kids come back and they eventually take over operationally, and they free up the parent to work on the business instead of in it. And an example I have of that is that the opportunity came for the parent to basically travel the world and learn about all the innovations going on in their industry from all over the world, and came back and totally revamped their business, and it has really taken off. So
whether free time or you're actually investing that intellectual capital in your company is really important. That's all we have for this week, so thank you for joining us. And if you would like and share our page and also this video, we'd love that. So we'll see you next week.